So I went out to the junkyard and I got a new brake pedal, so we can start getting that swapped over. I just went out there and had them chop off an old pedal off one they were getting ready to scrap, which is kind of nice. So I've got my line there, and I've lined everything up with that guy. So I'm gonna chop it off right about there, line to line, see if you can kind of see what I'm looking at there. And we're just gonna weld that guy back on there. And it's just gonna give us a bigger, wider footprint and a little more angle. I'm gonna bring it down just a hair. You know, it was supposed to be right there. I'm just gonna come down just a little bit. But yeah, so I'm just gonna chop that off, get that on, and get her welded up, and our brake pedal will be finished. Brake pedal complete. It's a good position there, looks good. Made sure I got a root pass in there and then a cap pass pretty much. That's code talk for welding, blah blah blahs. Make sure that it's good to go. And obviously, brakes slow you down. You want to make sure that it's going to be there and when you need it most. So made sure I got a good penetration weld, and I think we're good to go. So only other thing I want to do down here is put the throttle stop here, and then we can start putting our floorboards in. Alright, so I'm going to work on getting the master cylinder, brake booster, all that stuff out of there. I've got my new master cylinder coming in. We got the Wildwood master without the booster. We're going to go to manual brake. Listen to Emilio's World up here on YouTube while we're working. But yeah, so we're gonna get this all tore off and kind of just get it ready to go. My master cylinder should be here either tomorrow or Thursday, and try to get this brake system all wrapped up. We got the brake booster out of there. Look at this cute little thing. I swear all the GM and other ones that I do, 12-inch huge big old monsters, this thing's tiny. I don't know how much it weighs. The one guy I was talking to when I got all the parts for the car said the deleting that would save about 10 pounds. I'd say maybe around there. So just a little weight reduction. The reason I'm deleting this though, just manual brake, when I'm under so much boost and things like that, you know, this doesn't really work anyway. So we're just gonna go to a manual pedal setup, make it a little bit easier on everything and save a little bit of weight. All right, so we've got the rest of our brake parts. I've just got this sitting in here right now. I'm gonna have to make some sort of mounting bracket for the firewall there and all of that stuff. So just trying to get that figured out and how I'm gonna design it. So I think what I'm gonna start out with is just getting the foot pedal connected in there so I know where this kind of needs to land. We'll mark some holes and probably start drilling that. And then from there, we'll figure out our throw for the pedal, all that good stuff. And then once we've got all that figured out, we'll start making our lines to finish out this brake system. All right, so I ended up having to pull out the brake pedal out of the car. One thing I've come to find out here is that the clevis for the master cylinder, the depth of it is just a hair too short for the hole there. So I'm gonna have to make that hole wider or step it out just a bit like that right there. We'll figure something out there with that clevis. Not too big of a deal. I'll just go ahead and clean up all this weld while the pedal's out, get it painted back black, and we'll be good to go. Just a little extra step to get this done. Not a big deal. So I got it all modified. I got the hole a little bit bigger, and then I did a little bit of carve out on the back side here for the clevis to have a little bit of pivot point. Because it was just really tight, so I was worried about that pivot point. So just a little something there. Got the weld all cleaned up there, so I'm just gonna squirt it with a little bit of trim black. Get some black paint on there and put this pedal back in and get that master cylinder in. Not too worried about how perfect this is. Obviously it's just a brake pedal. I want it to work right, but paint I don't care too much about. I've lived 12 years of my paint life worrying about how things look. Everything's gotta be perfect, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I would say that's good enough. Nice thing is I just got done grinding this thing up, so it's nice and hot. So as I sprayed the paint on there, it already started drying. So yeah, let's get this pedal back in and get this thing on good. Brake master cylinder is all hooked up. Sorry I'm not getting more footage as we're doing this. Katie's working, I'm working, and my little brother's at his other job, so I don't have nobody recording for us. But just trying to capture as much of this as I can. So the brake pedal is completely hooked up, everything's ready to go. Now I need to make a brake line from our front master cylinder here, the primary cylinder. And we're gonna come straight just over to an S to our line lock valve there, and then from that valve I've already got the other brake lines made, so I just need to make a little S line there. And then for the rear I just got to make one from here that goes down to the bottom of the valve down here, and our brake system will be finalized. I'll have to go through, tighten everything, put fluid in it, all that good stuff, and then as soon as the rear end gets here we'll put that in, just lock down the rear real fast, and then be able to bleed these things. Check it out, all the lines are made, everything is tight and ready to go. Got a little bit of fluid in there just so it can start you know, gravity bleeding for now until I get the rest of it done. We've got the jigs line lock solenoid right there. Got the wires ran through the firewall. So pretty much that is it for the brake system. We're all wrapped up. Nice hair, huh? So once we get the rear end back, we'll hook the rear end up, and then once I start doing all my wiring, we'll do all the line lock stuff, and we'll be ready to go. So I believe that's going to be it for this video. We've got some other projects we're rolling on, so I just kind of want to end this one and move on to the next. So I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch y'all later.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.